Everyone, and welcome back to the New Music Podcast. We got a pretty exciting week for you guys. We got 4 pretty exciting albums, some very significant stuff in the world of music dropped this week, and we've even got 4 singles that are equally as exciting tacked on here at the end of the episode. Everything is down below in the timestamps and description. Micah, what album are we talking about first this week?
They did a Posthumous album.
Yeah, SOPHIE Posthumous album, self-titled.
Just want to point out the first song is Intro with the full horror, and pretty accurate.
They weren't kidding. I do kind of like that intro track. It's like some spacey ambience, and then you get some like dog barking, I guess.
Yeah, dude, I was excited.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Things go very quickly off the rails, and
almost instantly.
Very bad sometimes.
Yeah. I don't even know where to begin, bro. What happened? Man, first album, Oil of Every Pearl's insides, damn near perfect.
Yeah, I totally agree.
They shit all over it.
So there's been a lot of talk of, like trying to call out the label or the people who put this together and stuff. And weirdly enough, it's not exactly fair to. This isn't actually the type of posthumous scrapping that we normally get. This was such a shock to me because I can't say that I've ever did a deep dive into her lesser known or unreleased stuff. But for example, one of my least favorite songs on here, Do You Want to Be Alive? She played this.
Oh.
She played this just how it is. It's one of my least favorites, but like this was played live and it sounds just like it.
My entire worldview has been shattered.
I know, right? Like I heard this and I was really trying to figure out what the fuck happened, but this is, for better or for worse, what she was working on. A lot of it anyways. It's hard to say how much.
What the fuck?
I know.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, I low-key hated this.
I high-key kind of did as well. No low-key as well about it. Like, there's some bad stuff on here.
Yeah. Do You Want to Be Alive is my least favorite song on here, dog.
That would be my least favorite on a lot of albums, but Plunging Asymptote is one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah, Track 2.
Yeah, Plunging Asymptote is one of the worst songs.
That's valid. I think that one's probably a very close second, if not tie. I don't know, man. It's bad when Kim Petras featured, when Kim Petras is featured on an album, and that's one of the better songs on the album.
If not the best.
Yeah, easily the best song on the album. But the song was just okay. I was like, alright, it's whatever.
I think that one's kind of a bop. Lead single choice definitely was a very intentional pick and made sense to do, because as for just a fun kind of hyper pop leaning, kind of industrial leaning pop song, it kind of goes.
Alright, yeah, I thought it was just passing. I wasn't absolutely upset about it, but the tracks that come before it definitely put me out of the mood for this sound,
to say the least. Yeah. Yeah.
Delete this. Why would you release these?
Well, again,
I know
it's a really difficult one because she was working on a lot of this.
We didn't have to know.
No, maybe not, but the thing is, I have to give the benefit of the doubt that this would have been polished up, given its finishing touches, made sound more like songs if we were to hear it, if she was here. But technically, just strictly on a moral level, releasing what was done and not doing much to it is the right move. That's why this one's so tricky.
I don't even know what to say anymore, man. Fuck.
Yeah, it just sucks that this is the end result because, like I said, and she has no vocals on it, which is weird because Oil of Every Pearl's on Insides was mostly her vocals.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't know what to say anymore. Everything I was shattered. It's all gone.
Yeah, it's complicated.
I don't know what this is. I'm broken.
Right?
Review over.
No, I was so ready to call this out and be like, wow, this is some of the worst and greediest, potentially, posthumous scrapping I've ever heard. But, like, this is apparently what was there. And if it got played live, would have it been released? God only knows. Maybe these songs make more sense live. You know, maybe it's a you had to be there.
Yeah, maybe. I guess I could see that, but I don't know, man.
I'm seeing fans, like the really hardcore fans, being excited about some of these finally being here. And, I mean, if you're digging it, more power to you.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of positive score, like in the 80s even.
Yeah.
And a handful of 100s.
Yeah, I mean, people kind of are loving parts of it, at least. The thing that I run into that's really annoying is it seems like we have no middle ground. It's either totally just like abstract, barely a song things, or it's just so much more derivative than what she would have put out normally.
Yeah, I'm still shattered, dude.
Right? I was so shocked.
I don't know, bro. You talk about this one, I'll fucking follow up in a second. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I feel like in this case, like, I don't even know what you do. I don't even know what you do.
Yeah.
I think you just don't release it.
I think so.
I think you just keep it. I think you just drop nothing.
No, really all of this could have stayed vaulted, and I think her legacy may have been better for it.
Or, like, just, like, dump the hard drive and call it hard drive dump. None of these are, like, finished whatsoever. And just leave it as is. Feels like all the tracks were worked on, right? Like, am I wrong in that? I didn't do any research. But it sounded like there's, like, something done to each one of these tracks.
I feel like we're at this weird limbo state where some of this was done, quite possibly. Like, some of it was, these songs are, like, ready to go out the door, and some of them were in early stages. And, you know, as far as a hard drive dump goes, I feel like that's kind of what we're getting here, because some of it really seems like it would have been cleaned up if that's what they were going for. If you were going for commercial success, you don't end up with Berlin Nightmare on here, you know what I mean?
True.
You definitely don't end up with the Dome's Protection on here.
True. Yeah, that one was,
bland.
That one was just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfinished. Unfinished would be the word. But, like, then, yeah, maybe they just did.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, here you go.
Which, again, it's technically the right move, but God, these don't seem like she would have put them out like this. I mean, dude, there's hardly a fucking song on Gallop. It's like, it's there, and it's kind of quirky, and it's whatever, it's doing its thing, but I mean, based on her debut album, come on, like, so much would have been done to that, I have to imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I'm lost, dude. I'm sorry. This one, I got blown out of the water, this one. I was fully prepared to be like, oh, what the fuck? They just fucking butchered the fucking legacy. And no, maybe not.
No, the really difficult thing that as important of an artist as she was, as great of an artist as she was, as influential as she was, everybody in the world has the potential to drop mid, and maybe she would have. And, like, that's not something to hold against her, of course, and it's hard to discuss this without coming across disrespectful. But, I mean, who the fuck knows, dude?
Yeah, dude, I don't even know. I don't think I have the place to say anything with this album now.
Yeah.
Oops.
Right? I know, that's kind of how I feel. It's so complicated, dude. Just as the way an album flows, this is fucking weird.
It is mad whack, dude. Like, here we're talking about, like, the Dome's Protection, but just like that bland. That sounds like the intro to an album, Dome's Protection.
Yeah.
And then it hops right into a decent song, which is weird. And then immediately after that, Living My Truth. I think that one was okay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I fucking lost my track ratings.
That is one where it was definitely way more finished, but it's kind of just a regular EDM leaning pop song, which is weird.
It feels like something I would hear on the radio, almost like the beat, not the...
It's something for the club, for sure, I mean...
Yeah. I don't listen to the fucking radio.
Yeah, no, but it's very accessible. The more finished songs on here, very accessible based on anything from her previous work.
Yeah.
Like, in comparison, you know?
Which is weird. And then, like, it just hop on into Why Lies. It just all sounds like the start of songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, fuck.
What I was baffled by is how many songs just sound like someone fucking around.
Yeah.
Like just pressing buttons, you know? And that's how a lot of electronic songs start, so I have to imagine she just wanted to start there and then wanted to make more of a fleshed out song eventually with it.
Yeah, and then they threw lyrics over it, and that's what happened? They're like, alright.
No, not even, because like I said, I mean, one of my least favorite vocal features here is Big Sister, and that one was already there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Who is Big Sister?
I don't know. These are some, like, not super recognizable, very underground artists that kind of seem in this very alternative pop space. You know, naturally I'm familiar with some names and kind of in that PC music type place, but it's a lot of artists. That's another thing. If this was going for commercial success, you'd have recognizable names that everybody knows.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
The only one that I really recognize is Kim Petras.
I mean, I've heard some stuff from Popstar for sure. Manji, I think. Oh, and Hannah Diamond as well. But, like, that's all stuff off the beaten path a little bit, you know? That's not mainstream artists.
Yeah, it's not like, well, fucking, I can't name any. that would be honest.
It's almost weird Charlie XCX does not have a feature. If they were going for commercial success, she probably would.
That's true.
Depending on how she wanted to treat it, because obviously they were somewhat close, and, you know, I mean, we saw more about that on Brat, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even fucking know. I'm lost, dude. Goner.
Yeah.
I gave this a 31, now I'm like, oops.
I'm not far off from you at all with a 41. Honestly, it's kind of high highs and low lows, but those high highs are like 6s and 7s.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to call them high highs.
I'm sitting at 5s and 6s.
Yeah, I have like a 0 on this, and I really, really did not want to have a 0 on a SOPHIE album. But Plunging Asymptote literally just sounds like someone fucking around. And beyond that, that sample in it is annoying as fuck. That song gets way under my skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I totally understand what you're saying. This whole album kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, it's unfinished, but like... okay, that's what she had done, I guess.
Oops.
It's rough, man. It's rough. And, you know, maybe some of this had vocal features added after the fact, especially considering there's vocal features on every track. But it's hard to say. I don't know what was done specifically.
Yeah, dude, I am also not in the know, which is also why I lost my opinion, because now I don't know.
Right. I meant to do some looking and see what else was done, but if what I consider is one of the worst songs was played live, that kind of says what we need to know, I guess? Yeah.
But it feels bad to say.
Right. It does. It's rough.
Alright, let's get out of here before we get canceled.
I think it's not a bad opinion to dislike this.
No, I think everyone does. Well, most people do. Most people think it's mid.
It's so polarizing. The rating distribution is kind of wild on this because you have a lot on both ends of the spectrum. And I can get it from both ends of the spectrum. That's another thing. With experimental music, you have to figure out where to draw the line. I think we'll see a good example of that later of, you know, this still sounds like music, but it's experimental. Whereas some of the stuff on here, it just doesn't sound like music yet.
Yeah, it's just straight up not completed.
Yeah, it's rough, man. I really wish that we lived in the timeline where she was here to probably clean this up quite a bit and then put it out as a more finished project.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's depressing of a note to start off on, but we're sitting with a 36 on that. Let's get on in here with Harlequin by Lady Gaga.
Been up the whole night through. Good morning to you. Oh, when the saints go marching in, just in love with you.
This was alright.
Yeah. I assume you know it's mostly covers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Very old covers.
Oh, yeah. My wife recognized it. She's, as you may know, a Lady Gaga fan.
Yeah. A lot of old stuff.
I didn't know she was playing Harley Quinn in the new Joker movie. apparently. That's what I heard from you.
Yeah, that is the case. I didn't know about that until reading up on this album and getting a little bit more context on it, but I suppose that's where the name of the album comes from.
True.
Bit of a play on words, and I suppose the character's name is a play on words as well.
It is?
Well, yeah.
I'm really dumb. I don't know words.
Well, Harlequin is like, kind of defines what her character is, and then Harley Quinn is like a name version of that word.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
It took me unreasonably long to piece that together, too, but...
I just realized it's one word.
Oh, you didn't notice the album title was one word?
Nope.
Oh.
I said Harley Quinn out loud, and I was like, oh yeah, the joke. This is weird. This is a weird-ass album.
Yeah, it's a very strange moment because it's Lady Gaga doing covers of stuff that's mostly from, like, the 50s and 60s. And they're very faithful covers, too, for the most part, which is very odd. But, I mean, again, technically the right move, because doing commercialized and overblown versions of older songs always sucks. So I'm glad that's not the case here.
Yeah, it was all fun bops. I would put this over into the good category, just barely. Just because, like, the fucking theater kids are gonna eat this shit up.
Oh yeah, dude, it's a good day to be a theater kid right now because I think most of them already liked Lady Gaga quite a bit.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and now she's doing covers of old, like, musical show tunes and stuff. Like, bro.
Yeah, every theater kid just fucking creamed the jeans recently.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm happy for them, but realistically, I didn't need this, but I guess it's pleasant to listen to.
Yeah, I'm probably never gonna come back to it because it's not my vibe. I'm not gonna lie, I was very samey on every single song. I was like, oh yeah, alright, oh yeah, alright, over and over again.
This early stuff that's kind of in this bag is a lot of times very similar formulas, but you do kind of have the loud songs that are more in the theater or gospel range of things, and then you do have some quieter tracks that are more vocal jazz or standard pop. I really dig the quieter tracks in comparison.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Between those two tracks, the entire time I was just like, cool.
Yeah, I guess. There's two original songs on here, those being Fully Adieu and Happy Mistake.
The Joker, was it?
No, that is a cover, and that one kind of sticks out like a sore thumb to me, so I can understand why you would think it would be.
Oh, did you not like it?
Well, no, I don't really dig it because it's one of the loudest things on here, and I think that this production style works really well for the vintage stuff, but sounds off when you do something that's more in a rock bag.
Oh, I thought it fit in just right because every fucking musical shenanigans has one of these tracks, so it's just the obligatory yeah guitar.
I guess, yeah. But no, that's just a song conveniently called The Joker. So
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't even pick out the original to covers. Like, you just said it and I've already forgot. I said Fully Adieu and what else?
And Happy Mistake are the originals here.
Ah.
They fit very well in. I was shocked that even the original songs really commit to this vintage aesthetic of everything.
Yeah, she's probably going to have a really fun time playing Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I hope the movie's good. I have no idea. I don't know if I'll see it. It's been a long time since I've bothered with a superhero movie.
Is it like the Joker movie, or is it like...
Yeah.
The Joker 3?
Was there a sequel?
Yeah.
There was the movie just called The Joker, and then this is a follow-up to that.
There was The Joker. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, no, that's coming out this year. I'm fucking lost in the sauce, dog.
Yeah, no, I don't know if this is the first sequel or the second, but...
It's the first sequel. It's Joker Fully Adieu is actually the full name of it.
Yeah. Right.
So that's cool.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I suppose you had the song called Fully Adieu, and that's one of the originals, so that makes sense.
Yeah, Fully Adieu. I said Fully, because I'm a fucking idiot.
I kind of wanted it to be a Fall Out Boy cover, and then I realized that there's not an actual song called Fully Adieu on that album. It's just the album name.
Fuck. No, this was fun.
Best Fall Out Boy album. I'll say that much.
Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn is the best Fall Out Boy album.
In a way. Yeah, but just as like some vocal jazz and theater tune stuff, it's super solid. Although I love some vintage vocal jazz. I can fuck around with some Frank Sinatra, Chet Baker, stuff like that. But theater stuff is just really not my bag, and I you probably feel that too, right?
Yeah, my wife's a theater kid. That did. Just fell asleep. But
really overemphasize stuff like this, I can't get into it fully.
I mean, I can and I can't. Because, like, of course, surrounded by it. But, like, if you play this around me, I'm like, cool, whatever.
Yeah, no, it's just not gonna hit the way it's supposed to hit for me, just because really not in my vibe.
It hits just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm coming on to it.
I really love Smile and That's Entertainment. Those were some of my favorites.
Those are good ones. I mean, they're all good ones to me. It's just, I feel like an old man listening to rock and roll. You know, it's like, oh yeah, these are all the same to me.
Really, yeah. It's all vibes.
Yeah,
it's good, but like not the Lady Gaga album that I think the world needed.
No, she's dropping one next year though.
Oh, is she really?
This feels like more like a soundtrack than an album.
Definitely is, yeah. It just seems like a long period of silence from her. Am I right about that? I forget.
Well, you should. I'm adding her album coming out February 2025, LG7 to the Drop Please queue. She dropped Love for Sale back in 2021. It says vocal jazz. That might not be a real album either.
Oh yeah, that one's a collaboration, isn't it? I forget the deal with that one.
With Tony Bennett.
Yeah, okay.
Romantica.
Yeah, I remember listening to that one. I don't remember a lot of it, but
apparently it was alright.
I'd really love to see what Lady Gaga is gonna do given the resurgence of some very loud synth pop stuff, you know, post Brat era that we're living in right now. I'd love to see how Lady Gaga is gonna match things, you know, like see if she's gonna do something totally off the beaten path or kind of stick to trends.
The album cover to Born This Way always throws me off.
God, it's really horrific, isn't it? She has some really good album covers though too in there. Like it's very hit or miss.
I think she decides to make it a cool album cover or just shitposting.
Yeah. Making yourself into a motorcycle, you can't really argue that it's anything but shitposting.
Yeah, dude.
But that album is sick, so whatever.
The trilogy, the black and white trilogy, the first three, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. It's got some fucking bangers on there. That was some of the best music when we were growing up, like best music that was in the mainstream.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, cool to see her back at the very least. I mean, like, doing something. It's kind of neat. Yeah, sure.
Welcome back.
Hope we get that Lady Gaga 7 soon. That'd be sick. But what'd you end up scoring this?
70.
I got a 65 on it, just because it's, like, so not my bag.
That's valid. I put this at a 60.
70 is totally way more fair. And, like, with the instrumentals and stuff, it's all super well made. So if you're into this sort of thing, you're gonna like it way more than us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, onto something that we probably both like more than people normally would. We got Xiu Xiu.
The album of the year dropped.
Quite possibly. Xiu Xiu 13-inch Frank Beltrame Italian Stiletto with Bison horn grips. What a title.
Sparkling as yours. Who could dare?
Dude. Fuck. Yeah, is this a 10?
It might as well be. There are points in it where I'm like, maybe you could point at this as a flaw, but it's also abstract that, you know, where do we draw the line?
Yeah, that's where I'm at, because I have all 9s and 10s.
Same.
The first two tracks are 9s. I have a 9s.
Really?
Yep.
Well, diving right into it, I love the way they approach to open this album with Omni like that.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Fantano gave it an 8 yesterday, so, like, where can you go wrong?
Right. Sure thing. But that song is easily the most straightforward. It's very mellow, very low key, and lyrically makes sense. And I think that this is one of Xiu Xiu's most accessible works.
Oh,
and
yeah.
having such a slow start is the perfect way to start it off.
Took the words right out of my mouth, cowboy. If you're just getting into Xiu Xiu, you should start here.
It's a good starting point for sure. I haven't heard everything. I'm going to take that on pretty soon here, just so that I have full context.
I haven't finished. I've heard Girl with Basket of Fruit. I've heard A Promise, Fabulous Muscles, Knife Play, and I think I've heard Forget. That was a while ago. I haven't finished my fucking full dive yet.
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on just going through and actually listening to all the albums soon. For so many years, the only one that I had heard was Girl with Basket of Fruit, and that was back around the time that it came out, like really early on there. And that one's like one of the freakiest fucking albums that's been ever conceived. It is downright disturbing, and there are some times on this album that it does get into kind of a scary little eerie bag, but for the most part, it fucking rocks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I found the band around the same time you did, because you were like, look at this fucking naked dude on this album cover.
Yeah. A Promise is also a crazy album, but like different, you know?
Yeah, it's all different. But like, man, I don't know. This album eats me. Immediately after the 4-minute like ambient track type bit, then you get stolen into the fucking cult with a Maestro 1 chord.
Yeah.
I definitely hear how Xiu Xiu has influenced every other abstract bullshit that we love.
Yeah.
Because I go back, I listen to HMLDT, and I'm like, oh yeah, these guys listen to Xiu Xiu.
For sure. One thing that I've always pointed to that I kind of love is that you can tell how influenced Xiu Xiu is by Suicide.
Yeah, the fucking, like, scary synthesizer that wants to eat your family.
Yeah, and even the vocal tone. If you were going to compare Jamie to anybody who's ever sung on a song ever, it is Alan Vega. Like, seems very similar to me in a way.
20-year-old Frankie.
Yeah, fucking... They did a Frankie Teardrop cover at one point, I believe. So I believe that influence is essentially confirmed.
Oh, that must be the scariest modern track.
Oh yeah, it's some freaky shit, as always with Xiu Xiu. But hearing these songs actually have like a solid verse-chorus structure much of the time was kind of crazy to me. If I remember properly, Maestro 1 chord right away in the beginning there kind of has that like regular rock sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously crazy with how certain elements are actually incorporated, but our structures here are relatively familiar.
Yeah, like it all feels song at first.
Yeah. One of the only ballads we get on here literally announces that it is a ballad, because the closer on there has the repetition of a ballad rather than a rocker.
That shit made me go like, man, it's this album 10.
That track is crazy. I love the progression of how it kind of gets more and more crazy with every track. But, I mean, like, to just go down the list here, Common Loon, really great one, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I have 5 tracks that I put a 100 on, and I don't think I can really separate them too much. Pina, Coconut, and Cherry might be my favorite, but, like, not by much. But the 500s were Common Loon, Veen Ficum, Sleep Boulevard, TDFTW, and the closer, of course.
I'm really glad we're on the same page with Beneficium. I want to say is how that one's pronounced, maybe.
Yeah.
That one's the one. That one makes my fucking soul leave my body.
Yeah, dude. It's like I have a quantum favorite track on this album. Every time you ask me, it's a different track. You tell me what your favorite track on the album is? Yeah, it's my favorite too now. Congratulations. Oh my god. I have no idea what is being played in my eardrums, but thank you.
Of course, yeah. That is really the case. I want to say it's either an organ or a really distorted guitar playing in Beneficium.
It's the devil.
That, like, main looped leading rhythm we get in there, that shit gives me chills, dude. It's fantastic.
It straight up is the devil.
Yeah, kind of. But, like, not Girl with Basket of Fruit style. It's a different flavor of blasphemy,
It's
perhaps.
the different devil. Maybe it's God taking you.
Well, I mean, considering TDFTW on here, I feel like the satanic vibes are most certainly present. The devil forgiven, that's why. you know? I mean, lyrically, we got a lot going on.
Oh, well, then yeah, this is the God possessed this album then, because who else would forgive the devil?
I suppose. There's so much you could gather from this. I mean, thematically, Xiu Xiu kind of has a lot of the same things going on from album to album, but it's really hard to point out what exactly that is. That opener we get on here is one of the clearest ones in their whole discography from what I've actually heard.
Yeah. That's another reason why I'm like, man, if you're gonna start here, like, ease yourself into it, man.
Yeah,
You'll die.
because this album itself eases you in before it gets really crazy, because I think the last 2 to 4 songs are the craziest ones on here.
Oh yeah, definitely. By then, if you just skip straight to those tracks, you just get bashed over the head with fucking awesome. I will say, however, if we do end up considering this a 10, it would be the third 10 of the year.
Would it be your third? I have 3.
It would be my third.
There's things that I can point at.
It would be the second canon 10.
Oh, that's true. That's true, yeah. It's not for
But yeah,
me, just because
no.
there's things that are a little bit of a hiccup or a little bit of a slowdown for me, but it's damn close. Like, there's not a lot to complain about, mostly just because it is so abstract that what do you complain about, you know? It's all so well made.
That's where I'm at with it, but something in my chutzpah, my balls, tells me, nah, these tracks are 9s.
Not quite. But if you want it to be, then sure, like, it's so up to interpretation.
Yeah, everyone who gave it a 100, valid.
Absolutely, dude, yeah. What is really weird for me is TDFTW actually ends up being one of my least favorites and kind of one of those moments where I break the immersion a little bit. And I think it is just because while it's really hard hitting, it kind of seems odd how fast it is, you know?
Yeah, I understand how you could come to that conclusion, but I love that track because it does take you by the balls and pull you into it. That one was one of my perfect tracks.
I think that's totally understandable. I think it is for a lot of people.
Yeah, looking at the track ratings right now, yeah, pretty much I'm right, you're wrong. Na 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 boo boo.
Where is Beneficium sitting?
Number 1.
Oh, thank God. Okay. People are saying
By
that's
1
one
point.
of the best songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, there's a couple of those on here. Yeah, Common Loon and then TDFTW are the next 2 tracks that are...
Common Loon also fantastic, but the thing is, like, I'm a sucker for a hard-hitting chorus too.
Yeah, understandable. I'm a sucker for nonsense in my eardrums.
Fair enough. The chorus on Sleep Boulevard might even push that idea too far, though, because the chorus is so loud on that one. It's, like, jarring.
I want it to be louder.
You could.
This is one of those albums where my main regret is I couldn't listen to this album any louder.
If you listen to it super loud, it'll fucking take you. I was shocked at how well this plays in the car, too. I think it's because it has a lot of those rock grooves, you know?
I've not had a chance to play it in the car. Damn. I was not brave enough to attempt this album in the car.
I did like 3 times today, and it was excellent. So
I also haven't really been in the car for
true.
36 minutes at a time. It's not true, but...
I was for a long time today, had to travel to an appointment, so there we are. But God, dude, yeah, it's all still hitting. You get those chaotic moments, or especially some moments with a lot like going on or a lot in the low end, that it's not gonna hit quite as well as if you give this the full time of day and like sink into it. But I think with it having those more accessible elements, those catchier choruses, those harder rock grooves, you can kind of play it in any setting.
Playing this at the bar.
Playing this at the bar. Look, you know, if you played like Common Loon or Beneficium or even like Pale Flower potentially, I don't know if you would kill the vibes.
I have become Death, destroyer of vibes.
Do you have any like standout lyrics? Because there's so many lyrics that you can point out as just what the fuck.
I ended up not writing any down. So I figured you'd be the lyric guy again, but I want to pick a random track and then tell me your lyric on it. You know what? Fuck it. For the best track, Beneficium. What was your lyric that you stood out for you?
I don't think I have one written down, but let me check.
You son of a bitch.
I really dig the imagery of this second verse here. On 2 floating eyes, flash in deep release. Calendulas, yeah, that's the word, right? Loomed before they were consumed. It's also apocalyptic.
Bro,
This is all like it's huge proportions.
I just read this review that was damn, and I thought I was pretentious, but it seems I haven't graduated to the big leagues yet. Felt. Fair enough.
This is yeah.
Yeah, dude, we're... Name 3 songs.
This is some, like, very music nerd type shit. If you have not gotten tired of how normal music sounds at any point in your life, you don't need to bother with stuff this weird, you know what I mean?
Nah, no. You vault this until your brainium breaks.
That's true, yeah. This is some, like, mental illness music more than likely.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Me, you, and these 2 guys all had something wrong.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back. 715 people who rated this album. I mean, I guess you could go 1,474 people had something wrong with them.
That's so true. You know, and with so much of their lyrical focus seeming, if you really want to dig at it and, like, try to get what you can from it, seeming to focus on things like overcoming trauma or just potentially themes of abuse or just gnarly shit fucking happening to you, and just sometimes, even if we are to point at Girl with Basket of Fruit, there's a track on there about just some of the most heinous things done to human beings. They focus on some really fucking dark shit that people go through and really just embody the chaos of it. So the fact that it's fucking mentally ill music just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course anybody can enjoy whatever music. Like, there's not any reason to not assume that to be the case.
No. You can't enjoy this music. You're not cool enough.
Don't gatekeep Xiu Xiu.
It's already hard enough to get people to listen to it.
Yeah, the barrier for entry is already enormous. You don't gotta do all that.
You gotta treat it like a cat. You gotta let it come to you.
That's true, yeah. And all of the reviews that say, what are you getting from this? Or, I have no idea what to take from this. Or, it's just not clicking. Equally valid as anybody who loves the album.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to.
Yeah, no, you really don't. You really don't.
Which then, does this fall into the musical canon, or is this a side quest?
Fuck, it really all depends on how you want to look at it.
It's one of those things where you have to, like, it's activate a bunch of triggers.
Yeah.
Due to some secret areas with no fucking reason. Go out of your way.
You do gotta go out of your way to enjoy this. It's definitely gonna be something where you have to let it grow on you a little bit, unless you're already really into some weird industrial and experimental shit.
Yeah, like how we were, because by the time you showed me this, I was already just ran out of music credits by then. We're like, fuck.
Yeah, this is like the type of shit you find that are oftentimes our lesser known albums that we cover in episodes, where it's just you're crawling Bandcamp and finding what you're gonna find and just having to fucking deal with it, you know?
It's funny because 5 years ago is when we found these guys, roughly 5 years ago, and this year you went full bullshit and listened to just noise.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've gone further down the rabbit hole with things like, I mean, I feel like Trans Upper Egypt is further down the rabbit hole. I feel like Puzzle Teeth is further down the rabbit hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we probably sound pretentious as fuck, and that's really not exactly how we're intending to come across, but...
We are, though.
You know, at some point, maybe you have to give in.
Yeah.
Also, I have lovely news. Later this month, we're going to Chicago and going to be surrounded by like-minded, also potentially insane individuals who probably love this album.
Oh, what day is that again?
That is the 23rd, I believe.
Wednesday?
Not the Quadeca one. There's a Xiu Xiu concert. God, dude. Yep. That's gonna be a fucking blast to see this live. I'm not sure how that's all gonna work, but fucking here for it. God damn. God damn.
God damn this stuff.
This is fan-fucking-tastic, and if you haven't listened to Xiu Xiu in the past, this is a good hopping on point. Listen to probably like 3 other ones before Girl with Basket of Fruit and work your way up, I guess.
Or you'll die.
That's okay, though, you know? And, man, it's noisy, it's innovative, it's fucking insanity, but it also just kind of goes hard. So that's a lovely thing about it. True. Alright, man, what'd you give this?
96.
We have the same score, that's fucking crazy.
God damn it. Whatever.
That was just my
We can have it.
mathing out, too. Like, I don't know if
Same.
you picked that number. God
I
damn.
didn't pick that number.
We probably had, like, the same amount of, like, track ratings and stuff.
I'm gonna send you a Snapchat of my track ratings really quick. I wanna see where similar.
Oh, well, my only 9's just to verbalize it, so I don't have to dig that out. I have Sleep Boulevard and TDFTW is 9's, and then the rest is 10's, I believe.
I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 9s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s.
My fucking little standards that I do after the fact kind of balance things out. Yeah, so we got to the same conclusion regardless. It's fine. It's chillin'. Go check this out and, you know, give it a shot
else.
at the very least. Or else.
Or hot
Alright.
take alert. Hot take alert.
Ooh, for you too?
Origami angle. Feeling not found.
I've been looking at the night sky, waiting to find another glitch inside this matrix. Blood is red, just like yours, and it's brighter if you dig underneath my skin. Dig underneath. Voices in my head, tonight is such a ring. There's poison in my mind, and I would rather try.
It's mid.
Ooh, fuck. I bet we have the same score again. God damn.
Son of a bitch.
Origami Angel, kind of a pop punk emo type deal. I had become a little bit familiar with the name more than the music, so I was a little bit intrigued to kind of give mostly a first listen here. I am frankly not impressed.
Nope. I was bored. Fell asleep.
You're bored?
Yep. I was bored.
I can't say that I was bored, but I was certainly annoyed.
I sat through this,
Yeah?
but like
What did that experience look like for you?
I was just kind of sitting there, dog. It was like back in high school when you like play your fucking random SoundCloud shit that I wasn't into, and I'm just like, yep, gonna do other stuff now.
Fair enough, fair enough. The closest point of comparison that I have to this is Movements, which I definitely would have been listening to in high school. You know what I'm saying with that Movements comparison?
No, I don't know movements. Hold on. Did we review movements?
No.
Yeah, I don't recognize movements, thankfully.
Oh, well, Movements has a comparable sound to the bass core sound that we're dealing with on this album. That kind of pop punk emo stuff.
Yeah.
The more chill space that this gets into, you know?
Yeah.
It felt like a bit of revivalism back, 5 to 8 years ago or whatever when Movements was first doing that. At this point, it just feels outdated.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, go, man.
You had people doing pop punk and shit originally in, say the 90s, and then you had it kind of saddenified even further, I guess. I want to say with some of that 2010s shit, and at this point, I'm with you. Just kind of gotta let it go at some point.
The similar artists: Mom Jeans, American Football, Modern Baseball, Prince Daddy and the Hyena, even Sweet Pill to some extent. I'm like, oh, oops.
Yeah, and all of that makes sense.
But I don't want it to, because I like those bands.
Well, I mean, okay, all of those bands except for American Football. I mean, American Football did release in like 2019 or something, but most of their stuff was way earlier. But the other bands that you listed off there are kind of that second wave sort of revivalism of this more mellow form of pop punk that I was kind of saying with Movements. And
Hey, whoa. I just listed off a bunch of Midwest emo bands, my guy.
yeah, okay, yeah. I guess I mean space.
Technically.
The space of it, not just pop punk like in actual sound. I mean that little scene there, whatever the fuck you wanted to call it, that included some pop punk stuff.
Yeah. Sad kids smoking weed in their moms. 1999. Van, I don't know. I got lost. 2001 Subaru hatchback looking ass.
Yeah, no, that is some like emo stuff is what you listed off there for sure. And wherever you want to draw the line is wherever you want to draw the line, sure, whatever the fuck. But that kind of era was an era, and at this point it doesn't feel like it's old enough to do revivalism of it. It kind of feels like it was revivalism at the time, and you're in this little limbo space where it's just kind of like, why are you still doing that? And that's just the core sound, though. That's all I'm speaking on, is the core sound this deals with.
Is there much past the core sound?
I mean, so you have some switch-ups for sure. I'm trying to remember. So a lot of these have, like, very mellow openings and stuff.
Breakdown on track two. They're like, oh yeah, we're rocking and rolling. Which even feels like all that. Where it's just like, you're not Fall Out Boy. You're not fucking American football.
Well, I mean, American football didn't do that shit. They're like one of the moodier bands of the lot.
No. But like, it was just the first band I thought about.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. But
I think it's Joyce Manor, so I'm thinking of. Well, I look up Cop. Well, I'm a fake fan. Give me a second. Yeah, Joyce Manor.
Yeah. The breakdowns on here sound absurd. They are so gutless. I'm sorry, that's my main issue with this. Not that the core sound of it, like what most of it is kind of outdated. Like, that's a criticism in and of itself that makes this kind of mid. But where I get pushed over into being annoyed is when they attempt breakdowns and shit. And it's like, dude, God, it's so not selling it. It doesn't have the potency. It doesn't have originality. It doesn't even really have technical application.
Yeah, it's just fucking. It feels fake.
Feels like it's checking the boxes at best.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to be some people's bag where they just don't want to hear anything interesting, and they just want it because it's new, not different.
That's fine.
I just read something that said that's literally Mr. Beast in the cover. And
the album cover's a cool concept. I'll totally give it that. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, it's pretentious, but it's a vibe. We love pretentious shit. I.e., 10 minutes ago, sucking off Xiu Xiu for however long that took.
Yeah. I enjoy what's going on there, and it also kind of made me even more disappointed by this.
Yeah, because I heard Xiu Xiu then this.
Yeah, I didn't give this one a lot of time, but I feel like I kind of got what I needed from it.
Gave this one exactly one listen.
Yeah, I feel like there's just so much older stuff that sounds so far in this bag that is similar and just pulls it all off and feels like it wants to. This is like clocking in for work and giving it half-assed effort.
Nah, this is like clocking into work, taking a shit in the bathroom for like an hour, and then just trying not to be seen by your boss.
Quite possibly the story of my life. But when you apply that to art, you're not going to end up with the best results.
Nope.
It's smashing things together in a somewhat new way. I'll give it that. Things they're working with, whether it be the harder elements or the slower elements, kind of met at this middle ground. It's almost interesting, I guess.
I really want it to be. I didn't hate this album at all, but I didn't like it. It's gonna be in purgatory. It's not so bad it's fun. It's not so bad it's repulsive, and it's not good.
Felt entirely felt.
Like, you play this around me, I'm just gonna like turn my brain off and be like, yeah.
I guess there's bits that annoy me.
That's totally fair. I just haven't been exposed to. That's not true. I haven't been exposed enough to enough of this to be annoyed by it. But that's not true. I think I just heard the first listen, and I was so underwhelmed that I just didn't even bother to be annoyed.
Maybe one of the worst examples of both a gutless breakdown and rehashing old sounds is Sixth Sense Get It, which, fuck that title too, Jesus Christ.
That's really fun.
But like, long ass outro, the heavy section is and the rest of it kind of sounds like Green Day. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, I fucking hate Green Day. Oh, God. Well,
Not
congratulations. You just dropped my score 50 points.
Oh, God. Not the Green Day vendetta. Not again. Don't take it out on them. They don't deserve it.
They don't deserve Green Day hate, but you just said.
It sounds like Fall Out Boy. There, we'll say that instead.
Don't diss Fall Out. Nah, you know what? I think you can diss Fall Out Boy. Never mind. I was gonna say.
Well, I don't dislike Green Day at all either. It's just like it's been done in the 90s. It's kind of a lot of years ago.
Yeah, dude. These guys were born in the wrong generation.
Jesus Christ. All right, I don't know if we have more to say. I wanted to be way more interested in this than I am, and I think that's kind of the overwhelming sentiment in the room here.
I was excited for this to be my number 2 album, but it was not.
What'd you end up giving it?
55.
I have a 51.
Alright, what does that put us at? 53?
Yeah, we're at a 53 on this.
Yeah.
You know, we can't recommend it, but if... like, maybe the things that we were saying came across as compliments to people who are more into this, so, like, I wouldn't recommend against it if this is your bag.
Wow.
I don't know, man, like, if you like it, fucking good on you.
You got shitty taste in music, you'll like this.
Hey, that's not what I'm saying now. Fucking like what you want. Like
no,
what
I'm
you
kidding.
want.
I'm
But...
kidding. Don't like what I want.
Alright, let's move on to some singles. So if you fucking stuck around for those, that's awesome. What we would like to do before we get into them is ask you to drop a like on the video. We're trying to reach a goal of 2,000 subscribers here. That's a kind of our next big landmark. We got a few new people up in here. We are welcoming all of you with open arms. We'd love to see it. We love that you're here. We would love for you to hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. We're here every week to give you the scoop on some new music, give some thoughts, give some opinions, and more content, varied content about music on the way as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it with some singles. What do we got first?
We have The Weeknd and Playboi Carti on a new track, Timeless.
So this was a very weird follow-up to the last Weeknd single. No doubt about that.
Yeah, and the single cover is spooky.
The single cover is, very weird. What a weird moment. We got some weird moments this week, and this was one of those.
Songs of pop. It's nowhere near as good as Dancing in the Flames, but that's like possibly as good as Dancing in the Flames.
There's not a lot of things that are as good as Dancing in the Flames as far as what The Weeknd does, as far as what's in mainstream music.
I just realized our take on Dancing in the Flames is hot now. We have hot takes on that single.
Oh, really? Do people not like it as much?
It's on a 79.
Well, some people aren't going to dig it as much. It's pretty accessible.
Yeah, it's when it's put with Carti on it, so people like it more on the internet.
Does this really have a higher score? Because that would fucking baffle me.
Yeah, it's got an 85.
What?
Yeah.
Zero shot.
Yep.
Zero shot people are digging this more than the last one.
I think it has roughly the same amount of ratings. This one has more ratings.
You're shitting me. What?
Oh no.
Look, I don't even know if I would go as far as to say that I like this one a lot. I'm kind of in the middle on it.
Oh, I think this one's pretty good. I gave it an 80.
I'm at like a 70 with it. I don't really know if I appreciate how things were sectioned out here.
That's totally right.
If we're gonna do a Playboi Carti Weeknd track, I kind of want a Weeknd chorus and verse and then a Playboi Carti verse. Like, keep it simple, you know what I'm saying? It kind of seems more like it's a Playboi Carti song for the first half, and then it's a Playboi Carti beat with the Weeknd on it for the second half.
I like that.
I can kind of mess with it. I like that Playboi Carti is doing a sound that sounds much more like a Die-Lit era or a self-titled era, that kind of baby voice stuff, that kind of mumbly whatever thing.
And I just listened to Die-Lit, so of course I'm like...
Yeah. I mean, fantastic era for Carti, and I'm glad he's calling back to that vocal style, I guess.
Yeah.
Rather than fucking Minecraft villager Carti that we've heard far too much of lately.
Mask Off decided to play next after this track. I was listening to it while we were talking about it, and now Mask Off is playing. So, review over.
Mask Off is basically just Carti's last song.
No, this is by Future Dog.
I know.
Was he on here? It's not listed.
No, I'm saying that Carti's last song sounded like Mask Off.
Oh my god, that's right, I forgot.
It didn't. Production-wise, it's totally different, but I was just making the joke that it sounds like Future.
Damn it went over my head.
At this point, what the fuck does Carti sound like?
Carti doesn't. He doesn't sound like he just is.
It's kind of hard to be a fan of him at this point, just because, like, you have no idea what the fuck he's gonna pull out at any moment.
You're not a Carti fan. You're a fan of whatever album. You're a fan of the albums.
That's true. I mean, but he has so many, like, fucking die-hard fans. And, I mean, I like most of what he's put out, so whatever, but you just don't know during this era. It could be fucking deep voice stuff that is mumbly and weird, or it could be literally identical to Future, or it could be just like Die-Lit era, or it could be whatever. Just, he's a different guy every time. I don't know if I dig the structure of this one. I like the production. It's a cool beat.
Yeah.
The performances themselves are good. I don't think it's like the best things that we've heard from either of them. I wouldn't call it mid. I would call it good, but Jesus Christ, the fact that this has an 85 right now is kind of throwing me off. I'm like, what?
I don't disagree with 85. I was at an 80 on it.
I kind of thought that it was more underwhelming than that. Like, I was excited a little bit by the prospect of it existing, but it's kind of about it to me. I don't fucking know, man. I kind of hope it isn't on the album. Not because I don't like it, because, again, you know, I'm like fine with it. I'm like down to hear it, but
I mean, it's got the mask thing going on. I don't know if it's going to be on the album because it doesn't feel like it would be.
It's a very, very different song and an entirely different aesthetic as far as the album cover goes.
Maybe this is a Playboi Carti single for Music.
Well, I mean, it's listed as a Weeknd song, though.
Yeah, I know.
It almost sounds more like it's a Carti song than a Weeknd song, though, because it's got kind of a rage beat.
Yeah, I feel like it is more of a Carti song than a Weeknd song. You can call it whatever you want, but...
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've got a 7 on it. You've got an 8 on it. Fucking anything else? Do we got something on this?
Ghost Mountain Drop. That's crazy.
Yeah. Ghost Mountain dropped. Ghost Mountain's back.
The muses on the mountain, by the stream they descend with the night.
Anything's possible. Literally anything can happen. I never in a fucking million years thought that Ghost Mountain would come back to Haunted Mound, but here we are.
I want you to know on Apple Music this is listed as full.
That's awesome. You could call it that if you really wanted to. That's a thing. That sure is something that happened. Yep.
This is a bop. This is a very good bop. Oh, it's his only song on Apple Music.
Yeah, because it's like his 3rd solo song ever, I think. You had, I think it's like Your Face in the Window or whatever, and then you had Coil, and Coil was the one, and Coil's a like fucking amazing song, and this almost lives up to Coil. It's like really scratching at it.
I didn't hear Coil.
Coil's awesome. You definitely should. But this song is exactly what I would have expected Ghost Mountain solo work to sound like, but we just got so little of it that it was hard to say. I wouldn't mind him experimenting a little bit more and getting into some different pockets, but meeting the standards and meeting them well is perfectly fine too, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy that he's back, because, oh my god, Hefflin's dropped in 2020. That feels like a million years ago.
Right?
Oh, dude, Babyface Cemetery is so funny to look at.
Yeah. He was so young when he started getting popular that he's looking different now.
We're the same age as him. Like, he's 23.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about. Either way, fucking Ghost Mountain back is so surreal. Never would have thought it.
Yeah, dude. It's fake.
Really a glitch in the Matrix moment. But either way, I mean, since he never released solo music, I thought it was kind of a shame, or at least not very much at all. I always thought it was kind of a shame because he has this really ethereal, really spacious blend of Witch House that you don't get many places. Kind of doing a Wicca phase thing, but otherwise not really comparable to anything.
No, which it sounds kind of like how I wanted Turnabouts to sound. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is how I wanted him to sound.
I guess, yeah.
That makes sense. That's even not a very close comparison at all.
No.
But that's like the closest I can think of.
Out of everybody in Haunted Mound, he most certainly has the most distinct sound of the bunch.
Yeah, dude. I hope he drops a project. That'd be sick. Huge day for the stinkiest person, you know, is a quote that I read. Funny.
Excellent. Yeah. We went to a Haunted Mound concert, and it was indeed quite stinky.
Yep, I got told to stop mosh pitting because I was too big.
Facts.
I'm old.
Yeah. I think we're old at this point. Fuck. I almost died in the loathe pit, so I guess that shows you what you need to know. Fucking, regardless, great fucking song. Sounds like Ghost Mountain. Sounds like what you'd want. He's fucking back. He's doing his thing. You got any other thoughts? It's a renaissance. It's a lovely moment. I got a 9 on this one. How about you?
I've got a 9 on it.
Sweet. On the same page. Lots of 100s on this, and I don't know if that's necessarily fair. I feel like people are more rating the moment than the song if you give it that high, but also fair if you want.
And we give it a 9. But...
True. I think he can still go up from here, so hopefully Project on the way.
Well, people, if you only like this kind of music, this is a day.
Fair enough, yeah. True.
Speaking of only liking this music, the Cure dropped a single for their new
Stars grown dim with tears.
album, Songs in the Lost World, should be dropping next month.
Very soon, yeah. First Cure song in quite some time.
They dropped, that's a mix, 2008 was the last single and album.
Yes. Yeah, so let's see, what is that, 16 years, I believe? Yeah. So big comeback moment.
God, they started in 1979. Holy shit.
It's a long-ass career right there. Spans almost 5 decades.
True. This song's a bop.
I like it. It's kind of cool.
I haven't heard a lot of the Cure stuff, but if this is the intro for the album, fuck yeah.
I honestly listened to Disintegration fully for the first time recently, and I wouldn't say I'm addicted to the album, but I keep coming back to it, and I'm digging it a fucking lot. And I like the Cure now, but I can't say I've really done like any kind of deep dive or anything, so I wasn't like stoked for this to come out or anything, but it's really cool that it's happening.
I have heard Pornography in passing and Wild Mood Swings in passing, because those are the CDs covers I remember from my childhood.
Yeah, this one's big. It's very dramatic. Yeah. It's got a lot of instrumental section in the beginning. It's like a 6 to 7 minute song. I'm not sure which direction it leans more towards.
It is 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
So almost 7-minute songs. And I want to say that like the first 3 to 4 minutes are instrumental.
I'm currently 3 minutes in and there's no lyrics. The lyrics start at 3:21.
Yeah, okay. I feel like this has got to be the opener to the album, though. You know, it's such a dramatic and grand setup.
It is. It's listed as track 1.
Okay, yeah, that just makes sense. This is such a like intro to the era type track.
Yeah, and this shit's awesome. Give it a 9.
I have an 80 on it. I was
hype on it.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
I was like, maybe I am an 80s to 90s goth.
Well, this is definitely different. It's less subtle for sure than a lot of their work, and much like more theatrical, I guess, if that even makes any sense for this.
Oh, dude, huge week with theater kids.
I don't know. It's
dropped,
not like
the
that.
Cure
But...
dropped. No, but like it's in the same bag as theater kids. The Weeknd and the Cure and Lady Gaga dropped, and that one edgy kid in the theater, Ghost Mountain dropped. Fuck yeah, dude. Like,
fuck yeah, dude. You know, having a good old time with it all. This is a huge comeback, and I guess I can't say that I'm like 110% sold on it, but like it's a sick track regardless. Like it's solid.
Hell yeah, dude.
I think if I heard it without context, I would still like the song quite a bit. Like if it was some random ass band I had never heard of, I would still enjoy the track. And I guess that's kind of the test, is like if you don't know the moment that it is, I think it's still a good track, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, but the moment might be more significant than the song, just because it's like, holy shit, they're back after so long.
Yeah, dude, it's like, where you been?
I never would have thought we'd see the day.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were like, they don't have a million albums. I was like, I think you're done. And it's okay, you're allowed to be done.
Yeah. Never done a discography deep dive, so I've never heard 413 Dream, but apparently it was a underwhelming conclusion, I guess, based on ratings here. So it'd be really cool if Songs for a Lost World is like a really awesome album, because it could very well be their last.
Yeah, I honestly would be surprised if they dropped after this, even. Because
Yeah, it's got that like David Bowie Black Star type self-referential thing going on with it, like big final conclusion moment type thing where it's like, here you go. That's it. I mean, most careers don't span 5 fucking decades, you know?
nah, most careers are older than adults who can drink as parents.
Yeah. That probably a lot of them at this point. Fuck. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That is nuts. That is crazy. So very good accomplishment just all around here. Storied career, and looks like we're going to be getting a super sick next addition to it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But not a ton more to say on this single. Maxo Kream, someone I've never heard of.
Yeah, man.
Let that go, yo. Running the relay, feel like the 06 TK.
Maxo, Kream, and Tyler, the Creator.
Every time Tyler the Creator talks, every internet kid creams their jeans.
Yeah. Emphasis on the cream in this case.
Yeah.
This is a good track. Very similar to Lumberjack, I'd say, if we're going to make Tyler comparisons.
I wasn't as huge on this one as I was like anything else Tyler's really done. I thought it was good.
I like it a lot. It's a little fucking banger.
I think it's a little about, it's rustling my jimmies. Wasn't forking my sporkle, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure I do, and I'm not sure I want to.
That's good. The beat was cool, but it wasn't hyping me up for the album as much as it probably should be. Maybe that's just because I got them listening to 17 hours of Xiu Xiu.
Yeah, probably not the best setting.
Who knows?
But I don't know. I love the beat. Like, it's distorted. It's fucking heavy. It just goes pretty hard. And I guess that's kind of where my Lumberjack comparison came in. It doesn't necessarily do a lot more than just kind of go hard, but it doesn't need to. Just kind of a banger.
Lumberjack goes unreasonably hard.
Yeah, I don't like this as much as Lumberjack. I don't know. I mean, and we've got a whole nother person here. You got somebody else here. Like, what do you think of Maxo's parts on here?
It's alright. It's definitely overshadowed by Tyler the Creator because, like, duh.
I mean, Tyler's got the catchy part of the song, for sure.
Yeah. Maxo Kream seems to be fair. Is he underground? Or is he just, like, not cared about by internet people?
A little bit of both. I mean, definitely off the trail of the mainstream, for sure. Kind of that Griselda type thing.
Yeah, or it's, like, right there.
If you haven't heard of him, yeah. Cool track, though. Like, yeah, it does kind of feel more like a Tyler the Creator song than a Maxo Kream song, though.
Yeah.
He kind of feels like the feature on his own track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave it a 70.
I have an 80 on this. I think
That's
it's just a solid banger.
The user score is a 76. Funnily enough.
Right in between us. So fucking cool, dude. Good song. Not a lot else to say.
When's Tyler gonna drop again?
Probably 2025.
He was dropping every 2 years. It was every 2 years. And where'd it go? What happened?
You forgot the estate sale. That happened.
Huh?
The estate sale.
Where's that at?
The deluxe of Call Me If You Get Lost.
Oh, that doesn't count. I'm talking about main albums. He used to drop a main album every 2 years without fail since 2009.
Okay, but he did say that the estate sale was his release for 2023.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
And that was 2 years after the fact, I believe. So I think he'll be dropping in 2025, which is unfortunately a ways off. But hopefully we'll see him surprise drop this year or just next year.
It's not ways off. 2 months will be 2025.
Oh, fuck. I didn't do my math wrong. Or I did my math. I'm having a stroke.
Good dog.
Yeah, no, I forgot. I forgot that's a ways off. Or that's not a way. Jesus Christ, I thought it was still 2023. What happened? All right, well, that seems like a good place as any to fucking end this off. If you did enjoy the podcast this week, we would greatly appreciate a like on the video once again. That would be awesome. And we're trying to reach our goal of 2,000 subs. If you could contribute to that goal, you would be excellently appreciated. We would love to see you back next week and for the weeks to come so you can get the scoop on some new music. I think that's going to be about it for us this time around, though. Micah, do you have anything to say to the people before we get out of here?
There's a yak piloting my yacht.
That's pretty wholesome, and we'll see you next time.